can send
I'm working on it. Holy shit, that's a
tweets out
busty
if they
shot.
want to.
We're live.
We are live.
I'm so jealous of your moniker.
Hmm?
If I thought of highly intelligent before, I would have fucking
it's really
taken it.
good.
Man.
Yeah.
It's so good.
The only issue is
How many doors does that open for you?
it's
Jared.
so long though.
It
Like,
is.
Who cares? Mine. I couldn't put. What was I couldn't put?
She's
No,
like, what was I saying?
Nintendo was taken.
Yeah, you wanted
But
something else.
The Nintendo is like one character away from being too long.
so like there's I think for Switch Online, I highly intelligent is too long. So I think I'm highly intel.
Ugh, still.
And
I have really low video buffering on my end. Anybody else? Is it just me?
Give me a second.
I don't know.
I think
It's
it
delayed.
could be this new thing I installed on my browser. But you guys take a
it's
look at
fine.
it before we start.
It's fine.
Because it looks smooth from OBS. Everything's green. No frames or everything. But looking at it on my browser, it's chugging along.
Just your computer.
I don't think it's my computer. I installed this dark mode plugin. I think that's it. It's doing all kinds of weird CSS stuff.
Yeah, it looks smooth on my end.
Good.
720p and everything. I have to sneeze.
Let's do that before we start.
It's not coming out.
I may not even be able to monitor the damn chat with this dark plugin thing, and I'm gonna turn it off. There we go. I wonder if that does anything. Let's refresh this page. See if it does anything.
Dark mode is the worst. Don't
Dark
do
mode
it.
is the best.
Do you have access to the notes, Jared?
And it fixed it. Everything's running.
Do
just
not.
Access to the
Okay,
notes,
give me a
Jared.
second.
Can we get him the notes?
He
Is
doesn't
he
need
like?
the notes. What does he need
I-
notes for?
The
Okay.
first Pokemon I played was Let's Go, so the notes may not be helpful at all.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I know.
I'm
It's like I just hear
I'm
it. It's
gonna-
like,
Actually, well,
oh god.
I played Yellow when I was
Save
younger,
it for
which
the
is the
pod.
same game. But
What the fuck?
Why are you here today?
because
He's here to
I am
replace
so-
Jason Lacey. He's gonna be like, so Caroline, tell me about all the Pokemons.
I am so excited for this game though.
Okay.
Like this is why I'm here. You've got a new person who got on board with Let's Go. I'm like
Noob.
the casual gamer.
I never get to say that
incarnate.
to anybody ever, like in my entire life.
Listen, Let's Go is baby shit. Okay, Let's Go is like
I know.
hold your hand.
I
Listen
know.
here.
I know.
Listen here.
I'm gonna stop you right there.
Oh, don't ruin it. Do not ruin it yet. Don't give it away for free.
I was telling Brian about that. I was
Oh,
like,
it's gonna be
I don't get
so
why it's so
good.
funny. I don't get why it's so funny.
Oh,
And
you
he
will.
said,
You will.
He said,
When I told the story, see, that's the thing. We may have to tag team it. You may have to say it and then let me expound on it. Because when I told the story to Melissa, we were both laughing. I had already laughed super hard, and now we both laughed. She's like, "This is the funniest thing I've ever heard."
Well, it's my job. I shouldn't be doing it.
Don't give
It's
it
not
away.
funny to me.
DLC
Yeah.
spoilers, guys. We'll see you. I don't know, 45 days or so. We'll see you in July.
"Were we live? I forgot."
Yeah, we're live.
I'm screaming like, "What the fuck? What the fuck?"
It's good she didn't say like anything like too
This is my second
derogatory to
juice
Jared.
box of the evening.
All right. You guys ready to begin?
Go.
We got notes.
Yep.
I have nothing to
Did
drink
you?
tonight.
Do you not really? Does he really not need news?
No, he didn't need the notes. I mean, you can give it to him if you want, but I mean, Jared, you know how it is. We're going to talk about what we've been playing. We got news to cover. I'm going to talk about some news. Caroline's going to talk about some news. You can talk about the news we talk about. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just Shaq.
Cool. And you've got a fresh perspective on somebody who has no history with Pokemon.
Stop.
Interesting.
Stop. I'm just gonna have to reach through and do this.
I'm going to give you all of my custom names that I have for all of the Pokemon.
That's funny.
What?
because I don't know any of their names, so I see them in the videos
like
and
those
just like,
grandparents that they
No,
put
it's like
on
your-
YouTube where it's like my grandma tries to name the Pokemon and it's like Dino Bulba.
Reminds me of my wife when we like used to pick March Madness brackets. She'd see the team. She'd be like, "I'm gonna go with the Green Wolves team," and you're like, "What?"
Who said that? Was that Melissa?
She used to, yeah. She used to always like. It was funny. She used to pick her bracket by what she thought the mascot was and how nice looking the uniforms were. That's how she'd pick the team. It's just like, oh my god.
I have to remember, I am the exception to the rule.
That's
I
true.
am not a normal girl.
All right. Because I gotta get all the editing, everything done to this tonight. We got Stadia tomorrow.
yeah.
Go.
Greetings, Koopalings, and welcome back to the Nintendo Shack. My name is Donnie Reese, and I am one of your hosts on PSVG's weekly Nintendo show. Today's June 5th. Tonight on episode 84, we're going to talk all about today's Pokemon Direct. Ahead of E3, Caroline. Hello, my co-host, Caroline. Yes, let it go. We're going to record it live. We're going to do it live. As she
I said
joins
go!
me here most weeks in the Nintendo Shack. What's up, girl?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Let's talk haiku. Coach, this one's for you, babe. Coach, he's our man. If he can't do it, well, we're just SOL.
That's good. That's good. Also in Shack this week on the holiest of days is Jared, Mr. Highly Intelligent. Welcome back to the Nintendo Shack.
Hello, glad to be back.
You getting comfy? Getting comfy in that chair?
So, yeah.
Did you say the reply to Jason Lacey?
I needed one more round before E3 next week.
Oh, that was so
Shade.
good. That was so
Shade.
good.
You just need more stuff behind
Thank you,
now.
Jason Lacey, for
You need
leaving.
more
I'm
stuff.
slowly building. I got the Spider-Man one right there.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Oh, it's so savage.
It was.
So
it was
savage.
just cold-blooded. All right, so as we talked about, we've got all of this Nintendo stuff to break down, all this Pokemon stuff. We've got some other news we've been grabbing throughout the week. But before we get there, let's talk about what we've been playing. Mine's pretty close, or mine's pretty short, so I'll just start. I've been playing my 3DS for the last couple days. Played a little bit this weekend, which is a little weird and outdated. And I rediscovered a game that I was playing, kind of looking up some stuff. And I went back and played it and was having a lot of fun. So whenever we get back to saying goodbye to our 3DS, and we should definitely have Kevin come to that show. We should. I'm gonna bring it up, but I've been playing my 3DS.
Why?
Oh yeah, he loves the 3DS, and we played Kart Night. We had a blast. All
Yeah,
six
we
of
had
us
fun.
drinking. It's
I
like,
wasn't drunk enough. It was not as fun.
oh,
wasn't
I had a
drunk enough.
blast.
I was
Yeah.
cognizant. It's not fun when I'm cognizant.
Wow. Just like if I remember it, we didn't have enough fun.
Apparently, that's only happened once in my life. DLC.
Still playing NBA 2K because it's really fun. It's a lot of good arcade basketball. But the one thing that I'm really excited about is Jack has all of a sudden this past week rekindled his love with Breath of the Wild and has dove all back in. And it's because we sent him to summer camp. And he goes to summer camp at this karate studio where they break boards and stuff, and then they go skate and get ice cream. I don't know what they do, but they do all these activities. And one of the older kids there that he kind of hangs out with, he pals around with the older kid, he's playing Breath of the Wild.
Ooh.
And he's showing Jack all these little tricks and things that Jack never knew.
We'll teach him how to do a shrine.
Oh, Jack's done the third Divine Beast.
No,
And,
shrines. Shrines. You said that he doesn't do shrines.
He really doesn't. He doesn't do towers either. He keeps walking around the world. He's not even worrying about the map. It's strangely odd. It's all muscle memory. I'm like, you've got to get the towers. He's like, nah.
How is he possibly playing that game without getting any shrines for orbs and
Getting
hearts?
just enough. He's getting through with meals. I was
Gotcha.
telling everybody on Kart Night, he's showing me meals. I didn't even know I did not know you could make an apple pie. I've played that game for 300 hours. I did not know that. And he's showing me all these recipes that he's got and all these little I call them tricks or exploits that this kid has taught him that he's coming back trying to do. So he beat a Lionel.
What?
Right? He was like, Dad, I got this Lionel armor. Because the kid told him, like, if you upgrade your runes, you could freeze them, and then you can hit them, and you can get out of the way years later. So he's sitting there playing. He's playing it constantly. When he wakes up, he's playing it. He's playing it when he gets home. And he's really upset. He wants to take the Switch so he can go play with the cool kid. And I was like, you're not taking your Switch to day camp. No, that's ridiculous. That's absurd. But I've been living vicariously through him and his Switchness, because I've been playing PlayStation VR for the last 5 days, like straight. So that's what I've been doing. Caroline, what have you been playing?
So I've been talking with Team 17. They're actually very responsive people. Team 17's customer service and troubleshooting group is just top notch. I'm just going to give them that. We've been emailing multiple times back and forth. They're trying to see if there's something that they need to patch. I'm trying to see how I can progress through my time at Porsche still. And we've deduced that there's nothing they can do for me, and that it is probably the jerk rival in the game took the commissions, and they said it can take up to 2 months for him to complete it. So I'm just kind of going through
Wait a minute,
trying to
so
make
like, is it
months.
broken, or
No,
you just messed up?
I just didn't get it in time, and now I'm
And that's it.
stuck waiting.
I wonder if they're
When they
like,
say-
I can't believe they're calling us about this.
When they say 2 months,
No.
what do they mean?
Because see, this was a problem in beta, and I was thinking maybe this got carried over to the Switch version, where it got patched in Steam, and it just wasn't patched. And they're like, we know about this, blah blah blah. They gave me all these tips and tricks for your Switch. Apparently, you can delete stuff on your Switch without deleting your save data, without doing a cloud save. You can find out about corrupt data. There's a part in your Switch that literally checks for corrupt data. I had no idea about it. So they went through all of those things with me, and they're extremely helpful. They're extremely responsive. I mean, like within the hour of me sending an email, they would send me going back.
Team 17 gave PSVG our very first review code.
Cool.
So yeah. I always
Yeah,
like that. And I've done 3 beta tests for them, so they're great.
Yeah, I like Overcooked, obviously, and I like
Same people that make Overcooked, or they just
Overcooked and Yoku's Island Express.
And they do all the Worms games.
Yeah, Worms. They've
So
done
when
this for years.
When they say 2 months, is that like in-game time?
In game
or-
time.
And so how long does that take? Can you just like
56 days.
wait? So
56 days.
in-game
28
time.
days in a season.
So can you just like
2
leave
months.
your Switch on and just let it run its course until the bridge is built?
And you have to like wake up and do things every day to make sure your animals don't die and make sure that your relationship doesn't end.
Why don't you just
with-
restart? Just start over.
I feel like
You're not
yeah.
more than 60 days into it.
Donnie, I have 40 hours in this game already.
Yeah, but if you're gonna do that 40 more hours before you get to where you need to be, like just
Wouldn't you rather redo? What? How many of those hours though have you been sitting around waiting for the bridge? Would you rather redo those 40 hours or wait another 20 hours of boring waiting for the game to progress?
I don't know.
it doesn't matter. By the time whatever happens, she'll have Animal Crossing, and we'll be done by this.
Yeah, it hasn't struck me to keep playing it. This has just
Or
been such a
Shadowed?
buzzkill.
Right.
So anyway, other than that, I've been getting back into drawing, which is not exactly games, but for me, it's like something that I haven't done in a long time. People don't know I
saw your
illustrate.
new avatar. You're so good at drawing, and you showed your drawings to everybody else, and now everybody wants to be drawn. Of course, duh. That's something that should have happened a long time ago.
It's not an easy thing for me to do.
You need to make the PSVG comic book.
It has to strike, and it has to be like, and then 9 times out of 10 when it strikes, I don't even like what I drew. So then I have to scrap everything. And then
So you're just like the
by then
torture
the inspiration's
artist.
gone. Yeah, that's exactly
Just
how.
like, I
That's
hate
how everybody
all of my
is.
creations.
I'm that way with writing. I'm that way with drawing. Everything.
Shaq hates being here. Hates being here right now.
Jack, I just shoot my mouth off, and apparently people like it.
Okay, Jared, what have you been playing?
On my Switch, I've been playing Bastion.
Nice.
Oh my god, I love Bastion.
I had it on Steam. I think I got it in like a Humble Bundle or something, and it
Yeah,
just
I
wasn't
did
a
too.
game.
That's what I originally got it.
It just wasn't a game that I wanted to play on my computer. So it was on sale on Switch for like $7, I think. It was like 50% off. So I bought it, and I'm probably 10 hours in, and it's really great.
I feel like
Really
I played
good.
Fun
Bastion
time.
like
I played
12 years
Bastion
ago.
when it came out in 2010, I think.
Yeah, it's
Feels
probably
like
been out
forever
for
ago.
a long time, but it's great. It's
Oh, the music
it's
is
still
so
gorgeous.
good. I had the
Music is
soundtrack.
good.
Bastion is
Playing
great.
with headphones is a must because they did a really good job with the sound design. Like you hear every step and every action. Yeah, it's just really good sound design. But I'm pretty much that's all I'm playing on my Switch at the moment. Other than that, I've been playing Outer Wilds, but
Yeah,
you know,
we don't want to talk about that here. And to be honest with you, nobody wants to hear you talk about the game at all, but definitely
Even
not.
game. Even
that's
game.
because you need to play it. It's not a game you can talk about.
I did get Hue. I did pick up Hue for Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I saw that trailer. For whatever reason, I had no idea this game's been out for forever, like for years. You've been able to play it on Xbox and PlayStation. I had no clue. I saw it for Nintendo Switch, and I was like, that looks like a really cool game. And I went to go buy it, and I like looked it up, and it's like been out since 2016. I was like, what? And it's in Game Pass. And I was like, I had no idea. I didn't even know. But I still bought it on Switch anyway. It's like $6. So that's kind of where I wanted to play it. And then, yeah, so weird. I'm about to play old game. You guys are about to hear me play old game. So, all right, let's open up and get into the news block. We have a lot to get through. Let's start with the Smash Bros. Labo VR update 3.1.0, which we did play.
Really?
Yeah, it went live over the weekend, or was it Friday? And I came home and updated it and pulled out the little goggles and put it in there. It's good. It's positive. I will say that for what it is. All it is you get to control the camera with your head. So, I mean, it's not much. Like, it's nothing I'm ever going to do. But,
That made me sick.
But compared to, like, what Zelda looks like in VR, this looks way better. This is a much, better quality picture in the VR mode. And it is, I don't know. It's not cool in the sense that you would ever play it that way, but it is like novel the first time you do it, where you can kind of lean and get a different angle and see the fighters kind of like over their shoulder.
Yeah.
That's kind of, you're like, that's
No,
kind
that
of
made
cool.
me sick. That made me sick.
It seems like, I mean,
It's
yeah,
completely
novelty,
unnecessary.
but
Gosh, it's bad. Like,
especially since there's no strap and you're just kind of turning.
Yeah, Jack. That's the
turning your
thing Jack
head.
hates about that. He can't hold the Switch that long.
Yeah, because you are forced to use the Joy-Cons with Smash, which isn't a great thing to begin with, and now you've got it up here on your head.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just seems like not a great experience.
It's not. I'm not telling you to play the game that way. I'm just telling you if you have Labo VR, boot it. I mean, you got it for free. Boot it up and just take a look at it. It's cool. You can, like in replays, you can look around the levels, and there is a sense of like I'm in the Spirit Tracks Smash level, like in the train's moving, and that's kind of cool. But it's not really important.
Yeah, I think at least with Zelda, you can kind of play it normally.
It's so bad.
And just like run around, and then if you find a cool spot, just decide to throw it in and look around a little bit.
Yeah.
But
I know that anything like that is going to make me. So I actually got sick. I was playing Minecraft with Brian. I forgot to say that I've been playing Minecraft. I was playing Minecraft, and I haven't played it in a long time. And it might have been the fact that I had maybe one beer while trying to do it, but whatever reason, the first person perspective and me moving around and doing things, I went and I had to literally throw up like maybe about 30 minutes into it.
It's gross.
wow, just from a first-person perspective, do you have like the field of view? Too high?
No, I have really, really easy, like, I throw up in roller coasters now. I just, if I go up to the mountains, like the mountains.
Roller coasters in Minecraft.
No, if I go up to the mountains, the elevation's too high. And so I just, like, get sick from the elevation difference. So if I ever went to Colorado, I would probably, like, get killed just from the elevation difference. I'm just there's everything wrong with me.
So when you come to stream Tuesday for E3, you're playing PlayStation VR. Just
No.
straight up.
No.
She's gonna be sick the rest of the day.
I will literally be like, I need a toilet right now. I've never played a VR game. That's just it.
Does the YouTube app on PlayStation support VR? Like a theater mode?
Yeah,
VR
I think it
theater
does actually. Yeah, I think some things.
mode? Have her
do.
watch the entire stream. in VR.
VR. She streams in VR. You can use your amiibo figure players. I was like, what? What? Yeah, figure players. You
forgot
can
what-
use them in battle arenas, and you can now send amiibo out on journeys to level up and get better and stuff. And I got home hoping that maybe I was like that would get Jack in because that was his thing on Wii U. And I was like, hey, do you want to check this out? And he was like, no, I'm playing Fortnite. And I took a picture of him sitting in his bed playing Fortnite. That's literally what he said to me. And I was like, well, this is dead. I might as well trade Smash in at this point because I can't get the kid to play it for anything. He won't play it at all.
What if a DLC character drops
That he likes?
that you're just like,
It better be a Fortnite character. Like it better be a kid with one of the unicorn things or something because he's just not it. That's all he wants to play.
Yeah, that's that. I haven't bought the DLC pass yet, and I don't think I will. I'm probably going to end up trading it in because it's not a game that I play all the time. And even if they come out with a character that's just like
You're still not going to play it.
amazing, I might mess around with the character,
No,
but
I'm
it's
with
not
you.
a game.
I'm
Not a game
100% with you.
going
That's
to
exactly what I'm
invest
doing. The only reason that I'm keeping it is just like out of like it is the ultimate version of Smash.
Yeah.
Like there's no other way to play with all the characters throughout the history without that copy. So it's like
This
if
time
you're gonna have
last
any
year-
copy, that's the copy to have. So
this time last year, almost last year, I can remember how excited you were at E3. You're like, everybody's here.
everybody's here. I
Now
still
you
like it. I
should
played it. I still like it, but yeah, the novelty
It's-
wears off. It gets old.
It's the only fighter that I will play, and it's
Yeah.
great with friends to come over and play it. But just to sit around and play it by myself, either online or whatever, I'm
not gonna lie,
I'm terrible.
Jack not being interested in it just hurts because he was so into it. It was his game.
Yeah,
Bless.
and my wife will play some games with me, but Smash she
Yeah,
just
not
doesn't.
Smash.
Like she'll play Mario Kart and Mario Party and Yoshi and
course.
stuff, but Smash
Brian
she
loves
just
Smash.
won't play. So
Smash
it's
is the
kind of
only
like,
thing Brian can beat me at.
and I'm not competitive when it comes to that kind of game, so I have really no reason to keep it. I might keep it just until all of the fighters are revealed, and
would.
then,
Because you never know, they may have another mode or something come out too.
yeah, and it's Nintendo games, so they're gonna always hold their value.
The targets.
Like I'm gonna
Yes,
get the
bring
same
back
amount
targets.
of money if I turned it in 6 months from now as
Home
if I
run.
do it tomorrow.
There's lots of
Oh my
things you can
God.
do. Yes, yeah. There's. I don't want to turn into this hating Smash. I like Smash. It is for $60. That is an incredible fighting game that you get. Like there's a lot there. I mean, it's amazing. But yeah, I am not Jason Lacey. I'm not going to play
Jason
Smash
Lacey would be killing
Yeah.
everybody right now.
indefinitely.
Yeah, I have nothing negative to say about the game itself.
Yeah,
It's
it's
an
great.
amazing game, an
great.
amazing experience, but I don't have the time to invest in it. To
Any
really,
chance they
like,
actually do put a Fortnite character in there?
no.
If they do, I'll return it.
You,
I'm just
Ruins all
kidding.
value.
it is.
Just kidding.
Fortnite
just
is
saying.
super big right now. I'm just saying.
No.
What? Maybe like a weapon. What if they did like a stage or something? No. All right.
But why?
Caroline, we got some new SKUs that went up.
They're probably not gonna come to fruition. Most of them, GameStop just likes to throw things in the system just to generate.
No,
things, I
Amazon
think.
put these up too.
Did they?
I think so.
All
Yeah, I saw that.
right.
I think so. Maybe not all,
21
but I definitely the highlighted ones I've seen in multiple retail locations. Yeah.
21 new SKUs.
Yep.
Software only. One is
Confirmed.
$89.99.
Collector's edition.
That's
I was
what
so wrong. I thought it was the Pokemon double pack.
No, I was when
I
you
was
said
sure
that,
that
I was like, there is
That's
no
the Pokemon double pack.
way. There's no way those games are 45
That's
each.
what Chris said, but I wanted to believe. I was even thinking. I think I tweeted him. I was like, maybe the other copy's digital.
Yeah, no. Oh, that would kill me. Are you kidding me? The other one is $199.99.
Now
AKA
that one
$200.
I feel really good about. That's the new Darksiders game.
No.
Why $200?
So
No.
if you didn't follow the last Darksiders game itself, Darksiders 3 had like 5 SKUs, and it was $60, $80, $120, $200, and they had like a $500 option. They have these ridiculous pre-orders that come with these statues and steel books and all kinds of different stuff. When I saw that there was a game coming to Nintendo Switch for $199, I thought that's got to be the Darksiders game, special
Nope.
edition.
Nope.
The ones the SKUs that are like 40 and 90 and 200, those seem like something that might actually happen because those are kind of specific.
Yeah.
All the ones that are just $60, like obviously there's games coming to Switch that are going to be $60.
Yeah, they're all. So the thing about this, that doesn't mean that there's 21 unannounced games coming to Switch. What it probably means is that there's 12 or 13 games coming to Switch, and 4 or 5 of them have at least 2 SKUs or different options, or they're pricing them out separately. They have a digital SKU that they're counting, because if you go to GameStop and you search Breath of the Wild, you have a Breath of the Wild expansion,
Physical,
Breath of the Wild
yep.
digital, like these are all counted as SKUs. So, but it's
You
still
mean-
something.
You mean this doesn't mean that there are 21 first-party Nintendo games?
Right,
that
that's
can get
exactly what
announced
it doesn't mean.
Nintendo's going to release a first-party game every week for the rest of the year?
That's exactly what it doesn't mean. So don't get
Kara
that
would be
excited.
really excited,
But
but
there is no first-party Nintendo game that is $199,
I don't think so.
and it's not. They said hardware not included,
Not
so it's
hardware.
not our
I
Switch
was
Mini.
I was thinking they would bring the price of the current Switch model down, assuming that they're bringing new models in, and you'd bundle it with the game.
$199 is a long way for that to fall at retail price.
It's an old model at this point.
Sure, but I think the whole idea of doing a Switch Mini would be to undercut the current model, not to make the current model the cheap model. That's the whole point of doing the Switch Mini. One thing, no Joy-Cons, right? You're trying to get it as cheap as possible. Take out the rumble. But it doesn't matter because that's not it. So the idea is, what could a $199 SKU game be? I'm going with my Darksiders choice. I think that's the best one I can come up with.
Link's Awakening
Mm-hmm.
that includes both the original and the DX version on the Game Boy Color, with a surprise release of
No,
A Link to the Past remade as well.
So when this
Zelda
first came
bundle.
out, that I
We
was
both
like,
said that.
I said
We were-
Zelda Collector's Edition. It's Link's Awakening remaster. It's Skyward Sword remaster. It's Twilight Princess remastered, and it's all the remasters in one thing. But they're not going to do that.
Well, what if it was like, well, I don't know, like Wind Waker HD, Twilight Princess HD, and the new Skyward Sword HD. But even at $60 a piece, you're only looking at $180, not $200.
Exactly. It's a lot. Maybe they do like a statue or what I said, Joy-Cons. Like that was when I saw the price go up like over $100, I immediately went to hardware. I was like, maybe it's got Joy-Cons included. Like maybe they get to 80 there and they throw in a game and a statue or something. I was trying to make it Link's Awakening in my head, but I can't get over the hurdle of Nintendo is not going to sell Link's Awakening to anybody for $200.
Even Breath of the Wild, I think it was like
Breath of the Wild
150.
Master Edition was 120.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, and they're not going to go over that.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it is. I think Darksiders is crazy enough. The other thing was like Wolfenstein, like maybe that comes, or Doom, like maybe Doom comes with some ridiculous Bethesda chainsaw something or another. Like that's possible. These are the folks that do these weird physical releases.
Not Canvas.
The weird thing about this is, like with the Doom thing, I know that they do these crazy bundles, but why would you sell that SKU to Switch? I don't feel like your market's there. But I mean, I guess if it's like a giant statue, they just give you a copy of the game and the statue.
Like looking at the picture, like there's so many weird inconsistencies. Like, I mean, I guess it could just be a lazy employee, but like they spelt available wrong on one of them. Like,
Look at Jared here. Fake
SKU
news.
is like
Somebody
capital,
else-
except for some of
Some
them.
other GameStop employee confirmed it though.
Yeah,
I mean-
they did. We have GameStop printouts, pictures of it printed out of the system.
It just, the whole thing just seemed weird. Like, these are just a bunch of placeholders because they're expecting a bunch of games to be released.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm-hmm. All right, so that's the $199. We have no idea what it is. I think it's Darksiders. I'm going to hold on to that. The more interesting one is the one that's still yet to be confirmed at the $89.99 bundle. Because if you're looking for Link's Awakening Collector's Edition, that's right there in that wheelhouse. You're getting real close. They could do something there. Does that excite you?
Does it excite me?
You want some Zelda Gold Joy-Cons or green Joy-Cons or
Anything Zelda.
a statue?
Yeah. Anything.
I would like some green icons. Like a
I want
green
like
and gold
I
one.
want like a diorama with
Green
Link
and gold?
on a boat
Yeah.
with Marin and a chain chomp.
I
Sorry,
like it.
I really
You've
do
already
like
got
this.
it in your mind. Is that your creation?
How do we know that the $40 one isn't Link's Awakening? Are we guaranteed that they're going to?
They're revving this thing up. That
Yes.
game looked way too
Have
pretty.
they released a first-party franchise, like a first-party release on Switch that's at the 3DS price of $40?
Yes.
No.
What?
I don't
The Captain Toad.
Oh, okay. That's a remake, but okay. Give it there. Yeah, that's one.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a remake of a very old game. But
Yeah, but this is a complete remake.
But it's
Whereas
not.
Captain Toad's like a legit just port.
It's not a
Yeah, but they
huge
moved.
game,
They
though.
changed stuff. They added new levels. I'm trying to think.
That you
Link's
have to pay
Awakening
extra
is
for.
not a huge game. Like how the DX version added like what, one new dungeon, the color dungeon.
Yeah, but I think this game was beautiful.
It's $60. Yeah, this
It's
game
beautiful.
is $60. I think you can already pre-order it for $60.
It is gorgeous, and I love the
You
art
do
style.
because I already pre-ordered it for 60.
And I'm holding
You're right.
off. I'm waiting. I know that it's in my wish list. You can pre-order it now for $60. So I don't think
Yeah,
it's $40.
they're just guessing. at that.
Fitness boxing is a Nintendo first party technically, and it's $39.99.
Nice. That's good. That's good feedback. Anyway, that's a ton of games. And just get excited. We are a week away from E3. We are
Snipper
gonna be-
Clips. Snipper Clips is $29.99. I'm sorry.
That's not first party. That's just
Sushi Strikers
that's
is $39.99.
That's published by
Sushi
Nintendo.
Strikers.
That's good. That's a good one. Yes. I'll accept that. That's an acceptable answer. So we're a week away. By this time next week, we'll know all of this stuff. We'll see the direct. I saw a lot of people today on Twitter saying it's about 45
Buckets of
minutes.
tears will be cried.
We got all this Pokemon stuff out of the way, so like they're freeing up room left and right. We've got streams, we've got Nintendo World Championship, we got Mario Maker, we got Smash, we got Splatoon, we've got things going on. So get excited. All right,
Stop.
let's.
Hold on. Who said it was 45 minutes? I saw people talking about it.
There's
but
a lot of people that keep saying that.
lot
Like
of
there's
people are
some
saying it's
leaker on
long.
Reset Era said the Switch is the Nintendo Direct is about 45 minutes, and
It was 45 last year.
he has some track
45
record.
last year, and before that it was like 25. So
Yeah.
who knows? Like,
No, we don't know. That's exactly
It was
right. We don't know.
45 last year with about 30 minutes dedicated just to Smash.
That's true.
yeah.
Go.
Yeah, let's get everybody caught up here. Let's catch up some time. So we had some game announcements that were confirmed this past week. So 2K is coming to Switch again, NBA 2K. It was exciting. It releases on September 6th. Dead by Daylight, which I have played a little bit of in the past week on Xbox, is heading to Nintendo Switch on September 24th. Ghostbusters, the video game, is getting remastered. It's heading to all consoles later this year. Interesting. Vampire the Masquerade got
Yeah,
a
that's
new
interesting.
game called Coteries of New York that's coming later this year. Now, this is not the Vampire the Masquerade 2, Bloodlines 2 that was announced that's coming to PS4 and Xbox, PlayStation. This is a separate story. It's like a visual novel type of decision-making game, like you're recruiting followers and things like this and building up your little thing. But it's something to look forward to if you're into that type of stuff, if you ever played that game before. It was an interesting little side direct. So those games get announced. You add those to everything else that you hear. Like it looks like Switch is going to have just a ton of options to pick from this fall. Caroline, we had a Pokemon Direct.
Yeah, we did. I woke up super early, which is not a Caro thing to do.
I woke up super early because I had a
I know you
9:30 meeting.
know
And
you did.
I drove all the way to the city and got there early so I could watch the direct before everybody came in. And I was sitting there. They let me do it in their office. And I was sitting there with my little computer and my headphones. And they're like, "Are you on a conference call?" And I was like, "No, yes, yeah, I'm on a conference call." Please shut the door.
Accurate. Anyway, Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield, Galar region. Okay, we got to see more of that. We got to see like cityscapes, villages,
Looks great.
landscapes. Really pretty.
It does.
Really
Yeah,
pretty.
it looks really, really good.
It looked like remarkably better than the
It
first
did.
trailer.
Yep. Yes, it did.
Like I went back and watched the other trailer and compared them, and like just the character models seem a lot more
Sharp.
like, finished.
Yep.
Like they're not as muddy.
I
Yeah.
didn't notice that. I just
Yeah.
got blind goggles on. I'm excited
It
regardless.
was almost immediate to me. I was like, that's a much sharper presentation than what we saw before. Like where
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
was like a little muted, a little fuzzy, and now it's like real clean.
Yeah, I went from like kind of like muddy cell shading to just like beautiful, like almost like Wind Waker HD type of thing.
Crisp. It was nice.
You can tell they've really sharpened it up.
I like that music in the trailer too. It's good.
Open world. Ah! We have an open world known as wild areas where you can explore for wild Pokemon. You move the camera around. You don't
Yeah,
one
you have
fixed
free
camera.
roam camera.
The best part about this is you can choose to have this version, or you can choose to have the classic random encounter.
Oh,
Which
that's
is
good.
awesome.
I didn't. Nice. Nice.
Yeah, they confirmed that. They said you can either see Pokemon in the wild areas, like in Let's Go, where you're like walking up and you're like,
Yeah.
oh my god, there's a Bulbasaur over there.
playing it that
I'm gonna
way.
go get it.
That's how I'm gonna play.
Yeah, I probably will too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a masochist anymore. I don't like sitting around and like waiting
Just
for a 5%
waiting.
chance
Yeah,
of
no.
something to
That's
spawn.
not about that life.
So anyway, you can choose. It's like apparently an option you can turn on or off if you want to have encounters by wild areas or random chance encounters,
Sure.
like old school.
I like it.
Our
The
gym
wild-
battles.
Hang on. The wild areas. This is huge because it's not just like a giant field either. They show these lakes, all these
No.
activities, you're fishing and surfing, and
It's not
like,
just that. It's like desert areas and
How many
then
people tweeted?
pastures and
Because I know I put it in our Discord. How many people tweeted Pokemon Breath of the Wild? The Breath of the Wild vibes were strong once they started panning this camera around this world, and you could see everywhere you could walk with all the things in the video.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, yes,
Yep,
When
I
you
did
get
too.
the
I freaked.
bikes and that water bike,
yeah, the water
Yeah.
bike, yeah.
ride on the water.
Mm-hmm. Gym battles are back. It's not trials anymore. So gym battles are in those football stadiums that we
Yeah, I
saw.
like this
I'm saying
Coliseum feel.
football stadiums because we're appeasing our people over the pond. In America, we like to call that soccer. That's what you guys like, soccer. But it is football. And like real football in Britain and stuff, it's highly televised and very popular. So these things are like kind of matches that people like to watch.
It's entertainment,
and
man. It's
just-
gladiator.
Yeah.
All the stands,
Yes.
the crowd. This is what I thought. I was like, man, it's like ancient Rome stuff. This is great. I like it.
Yeah.
And I
As in-
noticed they just like even compared with any of the other ones, they really ramped up the animations and special effects. Like anytime they shot, they didn't
Did you see the
attack.
trainer's
so
face move?
colorful.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Jared, like the trainer's face, like they can frown and stuff now. That's
It's
big stuff.
moving.
That's big stuff for us Pokemon because there's some creepy
In Sun and
looking.
Moon, in Sun and Moon, you have these cutscenes, right, where there's some serious crap happening,
And they're like-
but the character's like,
This is like some
whole time.
Stranger stuff, man. This is-
never moving face. Like there's some cutscenes that they do where they do a jaw drop or something, but not most of them. So yeah, that was great. Homeboy grass type though, bless his heart, he got no nose. His character design is just like freckles over his face instead of no nose, and I'm like, how he gonna smell? What's the deal?
Yeah, that was a weird. Like he felt really out of place. Like they picked him up from a different game and just kind of stuck.
He looked like a Zelda character.
Yeah.
He looked like a Zelda
Kinda,
character.
yeah.
Anyway, gym battles are back. Characters. Want to fight, Donnie? You want to fight?
I already won.
No.
Nope. You
didn't.
said you were tired. I claimed victory.
No.
I did. I hit the. I have so many gift wars. I put her through tables, stunners, everything. Totally won.
All right. Leon, super hot bay, by the way. He is the champion of the region. He's got this cape.
I think he's hot.
Cape. He's hot.
She can't be taken. She takes everything.
Hot.
Everything. She just claims all.
Everybody.
All things.
He looks
By
so
the way,
dumb.
Leon's the name of my bay in Rune Factory 4, so the fact that they're both named Leon is just kind of yay for me. His younger brother is named Hop. That's an unfortunate name, but he's your rival, so you get to make all the fun you want.
You remember like
Because you're
Hal
right.
from
Hal.
Sun? Yeah,
He looks just like him.
kind of does. Yeah.
He's got that same coloring.
I want a douchey rival. You know, like
right?
I want.
Gary Oak.
Yeah, like give
I
me
miss
somebody
him.
I really hate. Like give me a real heel, or let me be the bad. That'd be the other thing. Let me play rival, man. Let me go and ruin some sweet baby face's Pokemon life. That'd be
How do you know
great.
you're
I
not?
would love that.
Right.
Let me just play like a complete a-hole.
If you say so.
I don't think they like creating mean characters very often.
They don't.
Because
They don't.
even the champion, like you're looking at him, he just looks like someone who would
Such
be
a
douche.
good
Like,
guy.
he's
Even-
the champion.
Even the
he's wearing
characters
a
have
cape,
their own.
a pirate
like-
hat and a soccer jersey, and then they're like, everybody loves how charming he is.
The bad guys have redemption arcs. Like Giovanni's like, I'm giving up Team Rocket. Bye.
It's lame.
Stupid.
I want to be Giovanni.
Giovanni's hot. Giovanni's hot. All right. Professor Magnolia is our newest tree professor. She's a cute little lady. She's probably going to retire soon, so she's got her amazing granddaughter and assistant, Sonia, who is my girl. I'm just leaving it at that. She's my girl.
She's not.
She's my girl.
So she's not because I claimed her like an
No,
hour before you did on
didn't.
Twitter. I did.
No,
I checked the time. The timestamps line up. You're just wrong. You're just way off. You were late. You were late to the keys.
Okay,
Sorry.
listen to this. Brian allows me to have her.
Nope. That's too much for Shaq.
Nope.
Wait a minute. No.
Nope.
This is too much information. We're gonna pause here. Can't be saying things like that on the podcast.
She's like doing her hair twirl like this. And I'm like, whew.
Do you like the hair brackets? I like hair accessories. It's good stuff. Yeah.
I just like the hair twirl. And the pan up.
Shaq listeners are now like very awkward.
I know.
They're like, where is this podcast going?
So sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm
She's
married. Okay.
a cute video game character. That's all I have to say. I don't. You guys can argue.
She and Leon are apparently childhood friends.
Got that red hair.
Something needs to
Good
go
stuff.
on between them. All right.
Going to hell for this.
No, I'm not. Dynamax!
Uh,
All right. I think this is stupid too. I think it's just cheesy.
so Dynamax, you make super giant Pokemon, Mega Pokemon, and they're just Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. That was the first thing I thought of. I could not think of that.
It's
It makes
cute.
sense going with the stadium theme.
I
Because
guess.
you've got this giant stadium.
Wait a minute,
and
you
now
say it makes sense, or are you just drawing parallels? Because I don't really think it makes sense.
What if they had the big thing first and then they're like, yeah, let's put it in a stadium?
It's like,
I
you
wouldn't.
know
I
what would
wouldn't
make it
say
better?
it makes sense. I
Bigger.
just mean like it fits. Like
Yeah.
because you think of a stadium and you think of lights and giant things. And
I'd rather. Is that what you think of? You think of a stadium?
Yeah.
I would rather like have like big giant attacks, like and things like that, and effects than just make giant.
well, they do. It's
Pokemon.
both.
Look, I don't mind it. I don't think it's great. I don't think it's awful. I was happy when I thought that it was replacing Mega Evolutions and Z moves. I thought that they were kind of combining that idea into Dynamax, but there seems to be like some. I've seen multiple people that were like, I can't wait to get my Dynamax and then use a Z move. I'm like, wait, I don't think that's how it's going to work. I don't think the
Yeah, Z moves are going to be in this game.
yeah, I
It
don't think
seemed
the
very
Mega Evolutions and the
broken.
Z moves are going to be in addition to the Dynamax.
Mega Evolutions will probably be in there. Mega Evolutions were in Sun and Moon.
Right, I know they were, but doesn't this sound like a natural replacement for that? Mega Evolutions, you had to carry the Mega Stone, and it made your Pokemon Super Pokemon. That's what this is. Still got to carry
We'll see.
the thing, right?
Maybe.
You know, we'll find out, but yeah.
I didn't say anything. Anyway, this is similar to what if you've played X and Y and Sun and Moon. This is like what Mega Evolution and Z moves are. It's kind of like an enhancement.
It totally is Ghostbusters Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, it is exactly that. It's just, think of
If
Raichu.
someone asks if you're a god, you say yes.
Think of Raichu, cute little Raichu. He's about hip high. He just gets super big. It doesn't change. It's just
Benji
big
got so
Raichu.
excited. Raichu's Benji's favorite. He was so excited.
Well, and how is nobody like terrified of this? Like already you have these Pokemon, these supreme powerful beings, and now they literally tower. Like
It's not like they have like the dramatic lighting from underneath where they're like looking at you. All right.
Yeah, that almost looked like holograms when I first saw it, like just big giant projections. But then they said that they actually transform into these giant Pokemon.
They do.
But why was Raichu so big though? Like he looks like he got way bigger than Gyarados did.
I want to see Dynamax Ditto.
It's a giant blob.
What does Dynamax Snorlax look like? What does that do? It's just a big ball. Like you
That's
can't even-
amazing.
I
You
wonder.
don't even see its face.
I wonder which ones they will actually use this because they didn't say that all of them. They just said that select Pokemon would be
I
able
think
to.
that's how it was with Mega Evolutions and
Yep.
Z moves. You had to have Z
Certain
moves
ones.
as long as you had. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. We have raids.
This is
We have
the fun part. This is the important part.
All right, so similar to the raids in Pokemon Go. If you play Pokemon Go, you'll know about it.
Yep.
If you don't play Pokemon Go, you basically are able to team up with other people to defeat. In Pokemon Go, it stops, so they have like these raid battles that go on, and you have like maybe you all band together to defeat this Latias because you can't do it by yourself. So
Sure.
there's like 10 or 20 people doing this Latias fight, and anyway, in this one it is only 4 people max, all other trainers. Sorry, I'm reading my notes.
Yeah, this is
You can
like
do it-
old school MMO stuff, right? And this is old
Yeah.
school WoW
Mhm.
stuff, Diablo stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Basically, like the big boss.
Yep.
Or
Literally
you go
the
up
big
against
boss.
the big
It literally is the giant Pokemon boss.
It's all in the big thing is in Dynamax phase. So you can do this either locally
Mhm.
or online.
Yep.
They clarified that. Thank goodness.
The press release also said that you can play with your friends online, which I think is an important, like that's what they said in the sentence. Play with your friends online. So I'm going to assume,
You're like,
as we
damage
assumed
control.
with Mario
Damage control.
Maker 2, that means we're going to be able to play with our friends. I don't think that they would do us like Mario Maker. Pokemon wouldn't do that. The whole franchise, the entire thing is built around playing with your friends. I don't think they'd make you play rando.
Can you play with randoms though, if you want?
I'm sure you can. They'll probably have like some little wonder connection thing
So
that'll
you can
throw you
do
in.
Wonder Trade connections
That'd be-
with randoms, but
It seems really difficult because they said only one of the 4 will be able to use the Dynamax power up.
right.
You'd
I'm
have
getting
to collaborate before you even go in there.
Yeah, you're going to want to play with us. That's
I
what
almost
you're
called
going to do.
I almost called it Betamax.
That's what it sounds like. Those like Dynamax sounds like a VCR company that went out of business in the 80s.
Betamax tapes. I forgot about that. All right. These guys require a large Pokeball to be captured. I don't know how these Pokeballs are going to work, but
You're throwing basketballs at Pokemon.
well, this thing is bigger than a
It
basketball.
was a disco ball.
Like one of those balls that you like have in this football stadiums that everybody's just like, pass it through the crowd, you know?
A beach ball?
Yeah, but they're bigger than a regular beach ball.
They look absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, they're pretty insane. And as Jared said, only one member of the party can use their own Dynamax in this fight.
Yep.
To do this battle. By the way, I
you
should
need to do
mention
some coordination.
Dynamax. You can only have it for 3 turns, and then in your little kid shrinks back.
So it adds a layer of strategy.
Yes.
'cause you have to decide when. Like, do you stay normal size and let your opponent just use their 3 turns and just destroy your little Pokemon, or do
I
you?
have something lewd that I won't say, but I think you're basically supposed to save it for the end.
I'm not going to touch that, but yes, Shack nights. We're going to have like raid nights. The thing I was thinking about, especially Jack, being able to play this together, I think is something that I'm going to be able to like lure him into, and then also, I think this is just going to be really really fun to play. Like this might replace kind of what Splatfest was for a while, where we always kind of like had this night where we'd play. We may do just like a raid night where like every Thursday night we're going to get together and go catch Pokemon.
What if they throw like special, like
That's
super
exactly what they're
good,
going to do. It's events. It's
really
like
good ones. Yeah,
Pokemon Destiny. Like that's what this is. They're going to have like little event things, and we're like,
come get your shiny.
come
This
get your
weekend.
Squirtle with sunglasses on this week. This week only. Like that's exactly what this is built for. That's exactly what this is designed for.
I love my Squirtle with sunglasses. I love my Blastoise with
Or
sunglasses.
all the Pokemon that you can't get in the game. Let's say you play this entire game, you never see a Cubone, and it's like this week only. Here comes Cubone. I'm gonna play it, nonstop. So that's exactly what this is made for.
Okay.
I wonder if they're random, if they're all random, or if they're like in a specific spot. Like I feel like they would have to be sort of intentional of where they place them.
That's true.
I think
Yeah,
there might be areas that are just designated for this kind of
Yeah, I
fighting.
know they're in the wild, but I don't know much more.
Yeah.
Than that.
Well, when you watch the trailer, you see like these beams of pink light.
Yeah.
Where I assume that's where the raids are, and so you would have to be able to all know to go to the same one.
It's very astonishing and fascinating to see Pokemon continue to infiltrate the mainline Pokemon games. Like
Yeah.
they're definitely taking a lot of influences from this, and I think this is such a great, worthy addition to the mainline series because it gives you something else to do after you beat the game. Like, this is
Yep.
great in-game stuff, man. You can just keep playing this for a long time. So there's a lot to do. There's a lot to catch.
I wonder if you, because they showed you catching the Dynamax Gyarados. I wonder if when you catch it, does that just give you the ability to apply it to your own Pokemon?
They
Or do
said
you
that
actually
when you catch it, it brings that Pokemon into your game. You can then go catch it in the wild.
Interesting. So like you would only be able to get that Pokemon after you beat the raid.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Which is why that's exactly
I
why
missed
they're going to
that.
have events around it and
I
the
missed that.
communications and all that. Zapdos this weekend only. Like this month is Raichu month. Go get it. Like that's going to happen.
So if you have no friends to play Pokemon, you're not getting those Pokemon.
Maybe
That's a great way for them to do things that may not normally be in the game, but people that are missing the original, like the past 800. or something that are not in the game. That's a great
Think
way
about what
to.
they could do with just dumb stuff too. Like with this, they could just do like a different color. Like, hey, come get
I'm still
Red
waiting-
Machamp.
No,
like,
I'm
why?
Still waiting for my original colored Magearna from the movie to be put in a game officially.
See, they can get really weird with stuff. Like they can do costumes and skins and Alolan versions. They can get really dumb with it for a while. This game could have legs for well after launch.
Come get your Cockney Pikachu.
I
with
wonder if it would be
Surfing Pikachu.
a pipe.
like scalable. Like if you do only play by yourself, like would the raids be easier, or are they designed only for 4 people?
I think if you jump in by yourself, they'll match you with a party. I think is how it's going to work. They're just going to put you in a party. They're going to put you in a battle. You're not going to be able to talk to them, but you're just going to have to figure it out.
Just randomly choose who gets the superpower.
Yeah. Or whoever uses it for, that's exactly what happened.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Shall we press on? No evolutions of the starters. I was hoping for this. I wanted to see what our starters looked like.
I thought
fully
that was
evolved.
a no-brainer. I was like, that's definitely going to happen. Nope.
It will be released before we get to the actual game.
Treehouse.
Does nobody want it to be a surprise though? Like
Mm-mm.
to
Not the
discover it
starters.
yourself?
Not the
Listen,
starters, because I want to pick my starter based on the evolution.
I messed up. Like I was like, I gotta have Litten because it's cat and all this stuff. But then Incineroar is such a disappointment for me. Litten and then Torracat is
You don't
really
like Hulk
cute.
Hogan, Kitty? It's
It's so disappointing. And the fact that it was in Smash was just
Tony
such
the
like a
Tiger.
double whammy. Like I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, no, Jared, I want to be surprised by new gym Pokemon, but not the starter. The starter, when you have to pick, and that's the one you're saddled with from the beginning, you should be able to pick the one that you want.
Plus, I want to see what your secondary type is. So fire.
And
Fire and dark.
that's what
grass,
I think. Yeah.
Poison. Yeah.
Yep.
So that was a letdown, but we did get new Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
A few new random Gen 8 Pokemon. Wooloo!
That's the one taking over Twitter.
It's so,
Everybody's on the Wooloo bandwagon.
it's so cute. I almost cried. It's an adorable little sheep. Wool. Yeah, wool.
What kind of type would that be?
It's probably just a
Grass
normal
type.
type.
Fairy.
Normal type?
Maybe a fairy.
Fluffy?
I think it'd probably just be normal and I don't know. It's adorable though. Gossifleur, which I definitely think is a grass type, is like a flower Pokemon, kind of like Flabebe from
Yeah.
X and Y. It kind of had the same little whoop, whoop noise. It evolves into Eldegoss, which is a cotton bloom Pokemon. I originally thought it was like a dandelion puff. It's really cute. I'm a big fan of Cottony too, so Cottony is just super adorable. I find that I have issues going up against really cute Pokemon, and the grass Pokemon are always the cutest.
I'd hate to watch you play Pikmin.
Pikmin is really
Sacrifice
difficult.
them.
She's
Pikmin
sitting there,
does,
she's like, no!
it does really, really morally weigh on me because
They wave goodbye. They're eh.
No, I don't like it. Anyway, cute things are just Dreadnought, which is like a red.
It's totally like a ripoff of Snapmaw from Horizon. It's like spot on. I was like, oh, they played Horizon. And they were like, we're gonna make Pokemon out of this.
His face almost looks like a Mega Man boss.
Reminds me of Bagon.
Yeah, it's true.
And
The
then,
only one that matters, Corviknight.
Corviknight, super cool.
Corviknight's
It's
awesome.
definitely like a dark steel type. I think it would probably be dark and steel.
It makes sense. It's a
Demon
Raven.
Axe is your warp. This
Dude.
thing is like the bird from Link to the Past, where you warp between areas and stuff. I think that's a nice.
This
way
is the
for
Crow of Pokemon. Like this is a badass character.
Yeah.
I saw this. I was like, this is dope. I need this. This Pokemon's
This one's in
awesome.
my party. So I wonder if you you obviously have to have one given to you, because if you don't encounter one in the wild, then you're never going to be able to warp. So I think it's going to be part of a story thing where they're
Probably.
like, hey, I'm this Corviknight.
Well, I wonder if you can only warp if you have it though. Like maybe there's just station points where there's these big giant birds. Because in the trailer when they were talking about him, it shows him just sitting on top of like a taxi.
That's
so
true. I
in
remember that
cities,
now.
it might just be like a fast travel point. Like you might not actually need it in your party or in
Kind of
your
like the
Pokemon.
ride Pokemon. You don't need it, but it's there to call if you ever
Yeah.
want it. Or you
Yeah.
can have it in your party.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome.
I'll have
And then
Cora
we-
at my party.
We got our legendaries. Our 2 legendaries, at least, to start, because there are more than 2 legendaries in any general Pokemon series. But the 2 titular Pokemon legendaries that will be on the cover are Zacian, which is a wolf with a sword in its mouth for Pokemon Sword, and Zamazenta, which is also another wolf, and his mane is kind of like a shield. They're both wolves / like lupine kind of creatures. So we've never really had some wolves. I consider the 3 legendary beasts from Johto cats instead of dogs like people do because they're more feline than anything. So
They
anyway,
just, like their designs are pretty cool, but they just look like animal transformers.
I think they're kind of weak. I'm just kind of disappointed because they look too much alike. They're not different.
Oh, I like
think
that they're
that's the
kind of a
point.
part of a set. I don't like the designs. I think the shield main thing is dumb.
I like
Uh,
Like, let me block this sword with my face.
I like the
it's
shield.
really
The
stupid.
sword in the mouth is just.
And I'm
really
with you.
weird.
When I saw this, I cannot, for whatever reason, when I see them move around, I just think Transformers, Power Rangers, like it hits me. I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh god,
Like
not-
it's a little too on the nose. It's like sword and shield. They're gonna be wolves, and
So-
one is literally gonna carry a sword in his mouth.
when we got
and
the
what-
box art
The shield as a face.
and we knew that we had like this coat of arms and then we had these wolves. Everybody was like, we're gonna have these wolves. I in my mind was like Wolf Link, Twilight Prince. Like I was thinking of like regal dogs, you know,
You
like
said I'm
sword and
thinking of,
shield. It's
like-
Britain. Like I was expecting something like that, and this is just corny, in my opinion.
It's going to be popular with kids. The kids
Sure.
are going to think it's boss.
Maybe. Can't wait
I-
to show it to Jack, but it's not for me.
I feel like their designs being so similar kind of will play into the story somehow.
I'm sure it will. I'm sure it
because
will.
they attack each other at first, and then they kind of look at each other like, "Wait, maybe we should be friendly," and then something else happens. So
Yeah, like they're supposed to band together to defeat the
Deeper
other.
inner Pokemon meetings with Jared.
Yeah.
I like they do stuff in trailers for a reason, Donnie. And you just gotta
Anyway,
analyze.
when I get mine, I will trade it to whoever. Because I'm like, yeah, I don't want this Pokemon at all.
All right, if you say so.
Mm,
What if it gets like a mega evolution and it turns super awesome?
it won't. It has
However-
a shield for a face.
I like that one. I don't like the sword in its mouth. I think that's just a lame design. Like it's like we don't know what to do with the sword. Just put it in its mouth.
I would have much
I'm-
rather if they were regal, more animal-like, and then like their attacks, had some sort of resemblance of a shield or a sword.
So looking at them again and kind of watching this, like they look like they're just sort of wolf Pokemon, and then they have armor and stuff on top of them.
Kinda, yeah.
Like, because even if you look at the,
Zamazenta looks like he had like Solgaleo with a shield on
Yeah.
his face.
you can see it's kind of like sitting on his nose. So I don't think that's like part of him. Like I don't think he has
No,
the
it is.
big
All of a
shield.
sudden, I'm getting like Roman mythology vibes, where like Romulus and Remus and the 2 wolves and all that stuff. Sorry, that's probably a far stretch, but that's what I get vibes of.
I just don't like it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I don't
when I
think they're
first
great.
saw it, I was like, yeah, I don't like the design. And the more I've seen it, I don't like it. And I'm not saying it's bad. It's fine. It's Pokemon. There's a bajillion Pokemon I can't even
I know.
recognize. So I'm not here. It's just, of all the legendaries we've ever had, I honestly think these are probably like my least visually exciting.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah,
think I've
I
ever
will-
seen a legendary I looked at and was like, ugh.
I will reserve judgment until I see them in game because I think they might look better with the cell shaded rather than that weird.
And
Those,
CGI
those
used
3
trailer.
spirits, like Uxie and the yellow, pink, and blue one. Do you remember what those were? Is that Diamond Pearl? Like the 3 little, like, they all look the same, but they have different heads.
Because even the starters, like when we first saw them in that CGI trailer, like they were fine, but they look a lot better in the actual in-engine, all
Mhm.
cell shaded and stuff.
Mhm.
So,
Mm.
but ultimately, yeah, I don't really like the legendaries.
Okay.
I liked Solgaleo and Luna.
I
mean,
love
yeah.
Solgaleo.
Yeah, they were great.
And
All
my
right.
favorite to this day are still the Johto ones.
Final thoughts. We had Pokemon Direct. We don't have. So look, we're not going to get a huge blowout. They announced a double pack. We don't know what it comes with. In the UK, they're getting a Steelbook. That wasn't announced here, so I'm thinking we're not getting it.
Probably
That's
not.
typically how they do this.
US anything.
Yeah, but the game's already out for pre-order. They said more details to come soon. There'll probably be a commercial in the E3 Direct for it, but it just won't be long, right?
Oh, by the way, release date November 15th.
November 15th. Thank you.
Sorry.
And then we will also, they'll definitely play it on Treehouse, and we'll get more. I'm thinking that's when we might get the evolutions. We might see them in the Direct, and then
Yeah.
see them in game in Treehouse. That
Good
might be
idea.
what they're saving for the Direct. Like, here's the evolutions. Here's 2 minutes about your starter evolutions.
Baby Sobble needs an adoptive mommy, and it's gonna be me.
You know what? And now, I don't want to turn this into a Best Buy GCU thing, but did you guys see what I was kind of making happen with my pre-orders? So
No.
you can buy the game, right? Either one of them. You buy Sword or Shield at Best Buy, or you can buy the double pack. If you get the double pack, you get a $10 coupon for the double pack, and you get 20% off. Now, it really is the same thing. Literally, if you bought them separately, you're paying the exact same price if you buy the double pack. But here's the thing that I was thinking of, that I think I got confirmed by our folks that used to work at Best Buy. I said, I was like, so I understand that it's the exact same price. If I bought them separately, if I just bought Sword and I bought Shield, would I get two $10 coupons? And they were like, yeah, you would. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to save my 20% off, and I'm going to buy them both, and I'm going to get 20. So I'm getting 2 games for $100 and $20 worth of credit.
I canceled both of my individuals. I need to do that backwards now.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, wait a minute, because they're offering the $10 reward on all SKUs.
I saw that. Oh man, I'm totally at $20. Awesome.
So that's what I'm
glad
doing, unless they come up with some steelbook or something that turns me off. Anyway, let's get into some Shaq questions direct from you before we get out of here. And this one I'm really excited about. Delvin Cox from the Delvin Cox Experience writes in, and he goes, how powerful really is the Switch? I asked this because of all the problems with certain games that were on PS3 that were ported to Switch and don't run well. This was really just a kind of question directly to me after my Saints Row things.
I know you have your big spiel.
It's not a big spiel, but yeah, I thought it was a good question. He asked it to me on Twitter. I did respond, but I told him I was going to bring it to. I wanted to bring it to the show, so I am. And the answer to this question really is that it's very hard to compare the Switch towards any other consoles because they're really apples and oranges. They're completely different architectures. You can't look at a raw power output number and say that this should run that because all the other components are different. But if you want to, if you want to just kind of do some comparisons, the Switch is roughly a teraflop. That's what it does. It's like 1.02 teraflops. That's the strongest console Nintendo's ever made, and it's their first teraflop console. Put that in perspective, though, the PS4 Pro is at 4.2, and the Xbox One X is at 6. Even the base models that are kind of outdated now and have a hard time running games, even those base models are at 2 and 2.5. So it's underpowered if you're looking at just raw output. But a teraflop also doesn't measure things like memory bandwidth and all the other thing, RAM and everything else that's strictly graphical computing that you can push out. And there's all these other things that go into it. And I think the RAM and the memory is really where the Switch has a huge disadvantage, because the Switch has 4 gigabyte DDR4. And I wrote it down here because I had to look it up myself because it's been a while. But it produces a memory bandwidth at 25 gigabytes per second, whereas the Xbox and the Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro, especially even the base models, they run easily at 3-4 times that much. And the new models, the X and the Pro, they're at 10 times that much and more. So go ahead.
I was just gonna say, with the Switch overall, like, because it is a mobile, such a small unit, and it's using all of the mobile hardware that you would find in like phones and tablets, like all of that stuff is just, it's more expensive just in general. So they really had to have a compromise in trying to fit everything in there to get enough power to be able to run games, but at the same time keep it mobile and everything.
Yeah.
So I think for what it is, it's pretty powerful, but yeah, just raw power, it's not that amazing.
Yeah.
And the new iPads that come out are more powerful in terms of just raw processing power.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing to think about is the Switch was released in 2017, and like the base models that we're looking at, ports and things, they were released in 2013. So you already started, like, you released a model that was underpowered between the things that were released 3 years ago. So it's only getting worse year over year.
And the X1 is pretty old to begin with.
Exactly.
The chip that's inside of it.
Yep. So ultimately, I just want to close that loop. It's not to port a game to Switch takes significant amount of work. You know, it's not they're not same architecture. It's not Jaguar. Like, it takes a significant amount of work, and then you still have to work within confines of the power, which means you've got to work on performance, and it doesn't have the memory bandwidth either. That's why we see long load times and things like that. I say all this as go ahead.
You're not taking advantage of the full power of what's in the Switch anyways, especially when it's undocked. It's at like 40% of the processing power.
It's underclocked to begin with, on top of that for heating and you know, and battery life. So
I mean, they could crank it up and overclock it, and you'd probably get more power and better performance, but then you'd be playing for like 30 minutes and then it would die.
Exactly.
Or melt.
But in the discussion that I was having with Delvin, what it really made me think of, and what I probably should have prefaced this when I was saying all the mean things about Saints Row that people didn't like hearing, is that I really should just stop trying to compare the Switch in terms of console level. I mean, I don't think that's fair to me as a consumer because they're selling it as a console and that's how they're positioning it. But it's just not really comparable. And probably be a lot easier on it if I just kind of thought of it as the follow-up successor to the 3DS. Because that's really where it like blows everything out of the water. It's like, man, on 3DS we had this, and now look at all that we have. But it, you know, the more and more of these third-party games that people are looking for or hoping for, you know, like, you just have to really put your sights in question. We've been talking all week about this supposed Witcher rumor. I don't think The Witcher 3 is going to look that great on Switch. I really, really don't. You know, we were talking about, like, an example is Skyrim. Skyrim looks and plays beautifully on Switch. Skyrim's an old game. You know, Skyrim's a really old game. We're talking about a 10-year-old game that has been highly optimized. I just don't know if they can do it with Witcher. It's super old. Like, Skyrim was like 09, right?
Was it? Oh my god, I was
10?
in college.
I don't remember. All those years kind of mashed together for me, but it's really, really old. And Skyrim's not The Witcher. Like, if you've seen The Witcher 3 play on console, you know, it's far more breathtaking than Skyrim, so. But maybe it is. You know, I'm not saying it won't be. We've seen good ports. The thing about good ports on Switch is that it seems to take a significant interest. Like, it takes a significant interest. You've got to really put all of your might and muscle into getting a real good port on Switch. It takes a long time.
Yeah, and there's a lot of effort that goes into it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't, it's not only are you porting to completely different architecture, but to less power and to less RAM. And not only is it less power and less RAM, but it's mobile processing and mobile RAM, like, and that's all just different in itself as well.
Yep.
Like, so there's to make a good port, which I think the Switch can run a lot of stuff that we'd be surprised it can run. Maybe not the greatest or look the best, but it does take a lot of effort to get it there. And I think it also comes down to the engine of the games. Like, we see things like Doom and Wolfenstein, and yeah, they run at 360p or 480p at times, but it's those engines that they were built on are very scalable. Whereas something like Saints Row probably wasn't built that way.
Well, and ultimately, I think it's a problem. It is still because the thing that I don't like is when it's like, and there's a tale of it's two sides of the coin, right? You see somebody put a lot of effort into a Skyrim port or a Wolfenstein port on Switch, and I'm guilty of this myself. You see that and you go, aha, it can be done. So why isn't everything else coming too? But what you're not realizing is that it can be done, but it takes a significant amount of work. So it's can it be done, and is it worth doing? And I think that's the part that we get lost in, because I really dislike seeing the people that we have. Like, if you go to the Volition's Twitter profile, every time they post something, there's 100 angry Switch people calling them lazy, telling them they're bad at their jobs because the game is bad and the port's bad. Like, it's vile. It's gross. I haven't done that. I've said bad things about the port, but the port just runs bad. I'm not going to go, flood their actual Twitter with comments. I knew what I was buying when I bought it. But at the same time, like, I am kind of getting into that point now where the Switch is in year 3. It's like, if you can't get your game running well, I am at that point where I don't want it. And that was really the point that I was trying to make out of Saints Row is I just want good quality ports. And if you can't get there and you're not willing to get there, then I don't want it. And obviously that's not going to happen. And that's not the rule. Like every system gets bad ports, you know, like studios are in it to make money, not like make amazing ports. So any thoughts, Caroline? She's like, I don't care.
This is your baby.
I mean, it's really not. I said,
I know,
when it comes to
but
3DS, like I'm really think I'm just gonna. I mean, I already have. Like, I don't buy a lot of ports or third-party games on Switch anymore, and I just think I won't going forward. I want to play the best version of the game or good versions of the game, and the Switch will be what it should be. The Switch should be your Nintendo and indie machine, and it's great at that. It's perfect at that. It doesn't need to do anything else.
Especially as we move into the next generation.
Oh, it's going to get worse. It's going to get so
Yeah,
much worse.
no.
And there's talks that with PlayStation 5 and with the next Xbox that they're making it so that you can stay with the One X or the launch Xbox One or the base PlayStation 4 and still play the games that are coming out on PlayStation 5. But are they really going to go from PlayStation 5, Xbox Next down to the Switch? Like, you're talking about these huge gaps that, I mean, they're basically going to be different games.
Obviously, you're with me on the Google Stadia show, so I'll set you up here. But honestly, a lot of my bringing up these points and kind of drawing a line in the sand is to support my claim that I really want streaming to come to Switch, because that's the answer. The answer to getting better, more library, better third-party games on Switch is to stream it, because the Switch is in an interesting, enviable position, because on Xbox, you might be asking yourself, why would I stream it? There's convenience reasons why. But if you own an Xbox, there's really no reason to stream a game. You can play it beautifully. On Switch, you can't. You can literally probably stream a AAA game better on Switch than you ever could running it natively. Ever. Like, the technology is there today. That can happen now. That's not a future thing. You could put, Assassin's Creed Project Stadia on Switch and play it. You can't do that locally. You can't run. You can't put Odyssey on Switch.
Yeah,
So.
and I think it's just, it would be a big benefit to those who only have a Switch as their console. Like, that's their only console that they have.
Yeah.
And so streaming would open up a very large library if you're willing to do that.
Convenience, even just having the option, opens up the library. Just opens up the library.
I mean, I opt for playing on my Switch over my Xbox or my PlayStation a lot of the time because I just want to lay in bed and play it rather than sit on the couch or play on the TV, or my wife wants to watch something.
It is good.
So if I could still just stream it, even if I wouldn't be able to use that feature on the go, and unless you have a good internet connection somewhere. But yeah, if for convenience, especially at home, it'd be nice. But
all right, so hopefully that answers your question, Delvin. Caroline, I got this question for Michael. I think it's probably best for you. Do you think we'll see Doug Bowser take Reggie's place at the Direct?
Yeah, and it's gonna break my heart. It's gonna make me sad. It's gonna be a bittersweet thing. I think he'll do a great job, but it's gonna be really hard to watch.
Is Reggie just gone? He's not in the Direct at all. He's just gone forever. We got his little goodbye video, and that's it.
I think if they did like some sort of passing of the torch thing, that would make me cry even more. But it would be nice if they did that kind of thing. Or if he like phoned him up, he's like, "Okay, Doug, I'm letting you know what you need to do." And he's like, "Yeah, Reggie, okay, whatever, I got it."
We're gonna get like the Office Space Indies guy. Got it. This guy drives me nuts, man.
That's such a good movie.
It's gotten to the point where every time I see him, I'm just like, oh no.
Yeah, we'll definitely see Doug.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'm sure they've already recorded everything,
yeah.
obviously. And
I don't see why we wouldn't. Like, you need to get the new face out there.
You know what? You're right, and I agree with you. But if you're asking me why wouldn't you, it's because they've just got so many other people, and maybe the transition came in too late. So they still got Koizumi, and they still got Miyamoto, and they've got the Treehouse people and the Indies guy that I don't like. They've got all these people that can do things. So
if this was like just if this was just a Nintendo Direct, like if this was just like a regular random Nintendo Direct, I would agree with you. But we're talking about the US focused E3.
Like I said, I agree with you.
So
if you're asking me to make the case,
having the president Yeah, I mean, I just feel like he'll be there, especially since Reggie is gone. They need a new Nintendo of America president face,
Yeah,
and he's going to release Mother 3. That was Reggie's present to him,
That would be
and
so
everybody's
great.
gonna love Mother.
that would be so great. We'll probably
Kevin will lose his mind.
will we see Bill Trinan like
Bowser's
again?
just like,
We have to see Bill. Bill is just I
been a
love
minute.
Bill's
Treehouse.
story. Bill's just so iconic to me because you used to see him on stage doing translation and what he's been able to like climb up the ranks in Nintendo, and we've watched him do it. I love Bill Trinan so much. I think we'll definitely see him though. He's so funny. That bit with like him and the donuts that year was so
It really seems like he's
good.
kind of stepped back, at least from the public face. They've been putting new faces out in front of us for a while now.
Oh, Bill?
Yeah, it's been like a transition to like a new
Oh,
era
I'm on
of
Twitter still.
communications. All right. Well, that'll do it for us this week in Nintendo Shack, the penultimate E3 episode. What do we got? 5 days? 6 days? I don't know. What it was, Wednesday, 6 days? It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun over on twitch.tv/PSVG all weekend as we talk about all the things, Square Enix and Ubisoft and Xbox and all the things. It's not just the Nintendo show. But then the Nintendo Shack totally takes over on Tuesday. And it is all day the Nintendo show. So next week, definitely come to the Twitch because Caroline and I will be streaming live reactions live in person. Caroline and I are going to hang out all day. My kids will be here. We'll buy some pizza and we'll make it a little
No,
party.
I'm buying lunch.
We're going to do the streaming, and we're going to see the treehouse, and I don't know, maybe we'll play games or whatnot, and then we record the podcast that evening with Jared and possibly Kevin. So we have a
Kevin.
packed shack. You're going to see Animal
I'm so
Crossing. You're going to see Animal Crossing. If you have forgotten,
So
you're
many
going to see Animal
sleepless
Crossing, see a new
nights
Zelda
between
game.
Now
It's
and
here.
then.
Get excited. Be hype.
Ah.
It's going to happen.
I'm gonna have to find a way to get some Xanax.
That's good for the show.
Just saying.
And with that, our stream is failing, so I'm going to get out of here. That's it. Good night, Koopalings. See you next week.